Hello, this is the Harding to Jones podcast. This is season 3, episode 7. I am your host, Todd Harding. This is Friday, December 20th, 2024. In the East, it is 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. In the Midwest, where I am, it is 6 p.m. And this is a special edition of the podcast. It's just that my co host got a last minute Christmas bug. It is not feeling well. So, this is going to be the Harding to Jones podcast featuring Frank Brown, our great friend Frank Brown, who was on episode 6. What's going on, Frank?
Game day, Harding. It's game day.
Yeah, you have to be so excited as a diehard Irish fan.
Let's go, man. 1 hour to go.
Yes,
I've been
Dan.
waiting so long for this.
Yeah, and I've been watching College Game Day for the last hour, and it's been fantastic because
Me too.
they're on South Bend's campus. It's like a perfect day. I mean, there's 4 inches of snow, and you know what I mean? It's just fantastic. It's a fantastic atmosphere.
The cathedral of college football, my friend.
It is. It really is. Especially in December, which is unprecedented. Even Notre Dame has never really played in December. You know what I mean? So
not a home game.
No, not a game. So it's just really exciting, and I really look forward to it. And I really loved watching on College Game Day. I know the tailback Jeremiah Love has been outstanding, but I didn't realize how great of a kid he is. You know what I mean? Because they literally interviewed him as he was warming up. They mic'd him up pretty much. Frank, did you see that part?
Yes, I was watching that.
Okay, they basically mic'd him up, and as he was warming up, throwing a football with another teammate, he was being interviewed by the game day crew. So I was just like, wow, this kid's got it.
It sounds like he's a solid player off the field. Because
Yeah.
he's really good on the field, and it seems like he's really good off the field. That's
Yeah.
what they in South Bend.
Yeah, he seems like he's one of the leaders of the team, and you know what I mean. Just one of the reasons why they're in the college football playoffs. So I just didn't realize how confident and relaxed he was. You know what I mean? And so able to answer Nick Saban's questions while throwing a football with a teammate. It's just
right. Nick Saban is great on game day too. By the way,
yeah, he is
awesome.
I agree 1,000%.
Jeremiah Love did call his teammates crazy for being shirtless. He's like, "It's just too cold out here."
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, because they're out there with shirtless, and he had Under Armour, garb on. But I was just like, yeah, those kids are brave,
Right.
But no, it's perfect game line occasions. You know what I mean? So, I think we should go right into the game here. You know what I mean? And just preview the game. How do you feel about it? What's your thoughts as an Irish fan?
I'm pretty confident tonight. I think Notre Dame's a better team. I think they're just going to run the ball down Indiana's throat. I think Indiana's good. I like their coach. He's pretty confident. I just Notre Dame's better. They got better players. It's at home. It's a night game on Friday night. We own the college football world tonight. So put on a show. If you're Notre Dame, put on a show.
Yeah, I agree. I think Indiana might, make it interesting maybe here and there, but if Notre Dame rolls, I would not be surprised. You know what I mean? And especially when they're in such a brand new spotlight. It's literally the first huge college football playoff game. So the players have to be beyond motivated to, really put on the show, as they say. You know what I mean? And bomb. So
well, you know what? Indiana is too. They're trying to walk in there and be spoilers, and that coach is probably looking for his next gig because he's not going to be in Indiana very long. So, why would you be a Hoosier when you can go somewhere at basketball?
I know, I totally get it. Especially when they start terminating the good programs and the jobs just open up.
Right.
So, special part of the podcast, one of our good friends from Wilkes-Barre, Peter Tarr, his nephew, who is the same age of his son, his son goes to Penn State. He's just, a freshman at the school, doesn't play sports, but his cousin is actually on Indiana's team, Frank, as a true freshman. His name is Mario Landino.
Oh, wow.
He's number 97. He's a backup defensive end. He doesn't start, but he gets in the rotations.
Hey, man, that's big time college football. We can make fun of Indiana, but it's still big time college football. So
It is, yeah,
that's
and he's there on a full scholarship. You know what I mean? He's
that's
only
great.
18 years old. You know what I mean? True freshman, but like I was looking at his stats on the internet, and like he's been in it every game. He has a couple tackles, like a sack. You know what I mean? So he's definitely making an impact, and he's number 97. So if you see a player getting thrown in for the Hoosiers with number 97, that's my friend's nephew. So it's pretty amazing that he's on this game right now. So
Yeah, like yeah, that would be amazing to talk to him one day and just
yeah,
see what that environment was like being on the field. I couldn't imagine.
yeah, it would be like akin to like me and you. You know what I mean? Kind of. As we were friends during the college years, you know what I mean? Like, like we had like our friend Jeremy, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Jeremy,
yeah, yeah.
Christian was our football friend, you know what I mean? But like, can you imagine having like a football friend that's playing on this game tonight? You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So it's really exciting, and it's perfect, weather conditions in December, you know what I mean? It's a cold night, and I think it's what it's just going to showcase South Bend, Indiana. You know what I mean? So it's really be really good for their recruiting. It's going to be really good for everything all around. You know what I mean?
That's basically been the last 3-4 hours on ESPN. It's just been showcase South Bend, Indiana, showcase Notre Dame. That's great for recruiting. That's great. They own, like Notre Dame owns tonight.
They do.
They should get a massive rating. It's ABC game, the first ever Notre Dame game, home game, not on NBC since 1990.
No kidding. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And,
so it's like that long. So like 34 years. That's insane.
And little trivia: first ever Notre Dame game on NBC was against Indiana. So a little while. Yeah.
You're probably going way back to that one. Like how far you go back to that game?
1991.
1991. Yeah. Oh, actually, they actually on game day they showed a clip of that game. It was.
Oh, I might have missed that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
really
just
early.
Some that came.
That was a September game. It was like really hot on Notre Dame. It was like 90 degrees on Notre Dame's campus.
Oh, really?
It was during like the Rick Meyer era.
Yeah. Oh, the Rick Meyer.
I was laughing because they had the champion uniforms and the big shoulder pads.
Yeah.
So
that's what I brought up last week.
Yes. And the ABC call tonight is Sean McDonough, and the color guy is Greg McElroy, and the All-American girl on the sidelines, Frank Brown, is Molly McGrath.
Yeah, love it. That. I love that broadcast.
No, I think it is unprecedented for Notre Dame not being on NBC. That does such a phenomenal job throughout the years. You know what I mean? With all their great, it's just an amazing broadcast. You know what I mean? But the ABC broadcast team you're getting tonight is pretty good. So yeah. So we definitely both like the Irish. You know what I mean? I think Indiana's they're not gonna be a slouch. It's not gonna be it's not like they're not going to show up at all. It's not like they kind of blew through Army. I don't think it's going to be like that kind of game, but I think the Irish roll pretty easily. So
I hope it's not. I hope they're not a slouch, to be honest with you. I think they'll show up. I just think Notre Dame by the fourth quarter will handle their business. So.
Yeah, I agree. And like I said, with today's game day, I fell in love with the tailback with Love. So
yeah.
I know, just like because he average his average per carry is like insane, isn't it? Like 8 yards a carry or something like that.
Yeah, it is pretty impressive. We could look it up. Obviously. Did you see Kirby Smart when he accidentally called Indiana Purdue? That was hilarious.
No, I missed that part. No, I missed that. What was that on the game day broadcast?
Yeah, earlier on.
That's so funny, man. But the other big game, obviously, is tomorrow. We'll transition to, Penn State is also in the college football playoff. It's it's on TNT. You know what I mean? It's kind of not the best call crew in the world. They have.
It's a little weird, but what are you going to do? The NFL's still on tomorrow, so they still have everything, right?
Yeah, so it's on TNT. It's not like the primetime crew. It's Mark Jones, Roddy Jones, and on the sideline is Quint Kennerich. So it's some guy I never heard of, and pretty much, you know what I mean. They're getting the guys who I guess were available.
Right? Who's available? Lots going on tomorrow.
Yeah, there is a lot going on.
Yep.
So yeah, but Penn State, it's a 12 o'clock start. With SMU, Lions are like a 8.5 point favorite. You know what I mean? I feel pretty good. The weather conditions are going to be like typical state college weather in December. It's always cloudy there and it's always cold. So it's going to be cloudy, cold, but no rain or snow for that
Right.
fun aspect that Notre Dame has going on tonight. You know what I mean?
It's going to be gloomy in Happy Valley.
Yeah, which is not surprising in December because that's how it always is there. You know what I mean? It's like you don't see the sun for 2 months in State College, PA.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So it's very typical weather, but a lot of my family members are going down. I just got the text that like both my uncles are going with my cousins, all three of my cousins. So
great.
They're all going to the game. I guess they're renting a van and they're paying a driver. And they're leaving Wilkes-Barre, PA at 5:30 tomorrow a.m. They're on the bus. So
oh, nice.
Yeah. So, and my friend Peter Tar, I was telling you about, whose nephew is playing in tonight's game. He's also going to the game with his wife and his son, who is a student at Penn State. He's a freshman there. So, yeah, he's studying accounting. So,
are students still on campus at Penn State, or did they all go home already? Do you know
think they're home because he said he's coming with us. So he didn't say over text message. He didn't say we're meeting him. Mm-hmm. I assume he's back for the semester, and they're just going back down. You know what I mean? Because they live in the Lehigh Valley. They live like in the Maya School District.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Sure. Yeah. So they're like in Magunji, I think it is the town Magunji.
So, McCungy. Sure, yeah. Okay.
Makunji. Yeah. They're from Makunji is their hometown, the Maya School District, so in the Lehigh Valley. So they're going to the game tomorrow. He confirmed that over text. So you know what I mean? I'll be watching, you know what I mean? And I'm pretty, I feel good about Penn State on this one. Like I don't know much about SMU. They're both kind of story programs, you know what I mean? And I think it's we'll see if a Southern team can come from Texas and play in a cold Pennsylvania Beaver Stadium. That's going to be, all the bells and whistles. I mean, it's not going to be a whiteout primetime game, but it is going to be a whiteout. Like it's going to be all 100,000 fans, Frank, are going to be decked out in white. So
I was going to ask you if it was a whiteout game.
Yes, they called it for a whiteout. So
I need to ask you, what is BOC's thoughts on Penn State?
Of course he's calling us. I mean, come
on. No confidence in James Franklin.
No. Yeah, but no, I expect I expect when things start to go bad for Penn State, that's when the texts start. You know what I mean?
I love it.
You know what I mean? And here's like a crazy stat of just how much like money there is in college sports today, Frank. Like 20 years ago, if I would go to a Penn State game to park like last minute and you just want to pay cash, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. To park in one of the fields, it would be like $5. You know what I mean? Like right. You would show up like the day of the game, we would go the back way to State College and just find a parking lot that we always choose. And it'd be like $5 cash. Today, it's $125. It's cashless. You know what I mean? They don't accept, debit cards and credit cards.
Right.
And, it's basically, on your iPhone parking ticket. You know what I mean?
Pay with your phone.
Pay with your phone. Yep. And it's $125 just to park for one.
Good for Penn State. Good for them.
Yeah. Well, they're, like I said, they have a big time program to run. So it's just how much times have changed that fast. And it's even changing faster because that's a good transition into the next topic. Like earlier this week, I texted you and Jonesy, just like a financial statement of what's going on with the top 75 programs. I thought that was a pretty good article, don't you think?
Yeah, that was a perfect transition, by the way, Harding. Perfect.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, Penn State number 11.
Yeah. And Notre Dame was in, the top 10 as well. I mean, they're valued at $969 million as a total valuation, and Penn State up there too in the top 11. So A little backstory. It was just, it was a CNBC story, and they just evaluated the top 75 programs in college football, their total worth, and what each program generates just in overall football revenues. You know what I mean? So I thought it was a pretty fantastic article. You know what I mean? And even just right now, the Big Ten and the SEC are already meeting the commissioners about starting their own league. You know what I mean? And just listening to, there's issues with the transfer portal, and just listening to the guys on College Game Day earlier, you know what I mean, that they're already talking about, making a full-fledged professional sport with the players just having their own collective bargaining agreement like the NFL. You know what I mean? And what I would like to see is the Big Ten, like the NFL, Frank has the NFC and the AFC. What my dream scenario would be if the NCAA just basically, the Big Ten would come to the NFC of the North. You know what I mean? All its succeed from the NCAA and bring with them 2 more teams. And my teams would be Notre Dame, obviously, and Stanford from the West Coast. One of Notre Dame's rival. And I think both of those teams would fit into like the Midwest, West Coast fold that the Big Ten already has. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So that would be the new final Super Big Ten. You know what I mean? And then the new AFC would be in the South, would be the SEC. And they would take all their teams, break away from the NCAA, and take 2 teams with them. The teams that I chose were from the ACC as well. Clemson, the Clemson Tigers, and the Miami Hurricanes. You know what I mean? And just, I think, South Carolina and Florida, throw them into the SEC. They would fit perfectly. And just let the rest of college football just stay in the NCAA, and just let these like 40 teams just take over, become their own professional sport, get a collective bargaining agreement, you know what I mean? And just figure out like just a new playoff bracket, you know what I mean? Like my thoughts would be just to follow the NFL, 7 teams from each conference, you know what I mean? From 7 teams to the top 7 go from the Big Ten, top 7 go from the SEC. They play each other out, and then or however else they want to do it, or if they would do like a bracket like they do now, where they're playing each other. You know what I mean? That's really up for them to decide. But that was just kind of like my game plan of where I see things going in the next few years, because things are moving so rapidly. It's insane, isn't it, Frank?
It is completely inevitable to me that they become the NFL light. I mean,
yeah.
They have to, like you just set it up, 2 conferences, North and South. Mm-hmm. You just play top 40 teams, you make it 50 teams, mm-hmm. Rotate schedules every 4 to 5 years, so everybody plays everybody.
Yep.
And then you just throw 20 of them in the playoffs or whatever you decide.
Yeah.
And you pay them and you give the kids contracts. And
yep.
That's that. Like, it's going to happen because it's too big and there's too much money. Like, that's going to happen. We can't have Arizona State play in the Peach Bowl against Texas. Like, they don't deserve to be there. Like Boise State. Let's bring it back to that. They're the 72 ranked team on that top 75 list, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
For Boise State, but like they shouldn't get a first round bye. They didn't play anybody. They don't play anybody.
100%. The Arizona State at 4 and Boise State at 3 are disgraces. You know what I mean? Because they don't play anybody. They're not from the Super.
We should totally be watching Miami and South Carolina in this playoff, and not Arizona State and Boise. You know what I mean?
And that's another reason why for the SEC and the Big Ten, plus those other huge programs that I mentioned, like Notre Dame, just to leave them all in the dust and let them all play in those bowl games nobody cares about. Let them play in those other conferences, and keep the NCAA would still be there, you know what I mean, for these other schools. But these other teams are just so far ahead right now. It's just, it's
you don't need the NCAA for big time football.
You don't.
And, it's questionable if you need it for basketball, because all basketball is the March Madness. So, like, let's just kick the season off in February for basketball.
Oh, I agree.
The NCAA can control all other sports, all non-revenue generating sports. Like,
absolutely.
Go do that. Handle scholarships and just do all that. Make sure that's all fair and balanced Title IX and all that stuff, but
Yeah, I
I think
agree.
college football is just the NFL light, and it needs to be handled that way going forward.
100%. I couldn't put it better myself. So that's fantastic that the way you laid it out there. So that's absolutely amazing. You know, and switching to social media. The podcast. And I'm a little sad that Todd Jones is sick for this episode, but we blasted the last episode on social media just to get some listeners, and that always works pretty well. Got good feedback, but on the Chinese app TikTok, Frank, Todd Jones tried multiple times to promote the last episode, and their response was to permanently ban the account. And then Todd it, and they replied again, permanently banned.
If we're just talking football, like what's the problem here? I don't understand.
We were just three American kids talking college football in the NFL.
American boys talking American football.
And someone in China listened to it and then banned us.
I don't understand the algorithms.
No, and that's all. And Jonesy did such a good job. Like, he showed me before they took it off. Like, he texted me the link, and it was great. The promo he had was perfect, and we were just hoping the algorithm would just be in our favor and we would get 1,000 views or something like that, or who knows, go viral, because some of them go viral.
You're just hoping to garner some views, and move along.
And BitDance, based in the communist China, says you're gone. We're banned. So I'm a little salty over that one. So they're about to go in front of the Supreme Court of the United States in January. So I have no love that the Supreme Court of the United States says you guys are done. You know what I mean?
We'll do a podcast about the TikTok in front of Congress.
Yes, because it's literally our last ditch effort, because the United States Congress has passed a law signed by the United States president that unless they divest their interest to an American company, they're gone. And it goes effect like in the middle of January next year. So this is a last ditch effort by BitDance and to go in front of the Supreme Court of the United States and save their skins. And I think, according to how they treated the Harding Jones podcast, I have no love for BitDance anymore.
Yeah, exactly. I still Harding the Jones podcast.
You guys banned us for no reason. I mean, come on. You know what I mean? What else are you doing? Obviously, the U.S. government doesn't like you guys, and they want you to sell it back to U.S. companies. So it's just, you just can't make this stuff up today, Frank, in the year 2024. It's just insane.
Nothing, like, everything is crazy.
It is. It is. Everything is just absolutely nuts. You know what I mean? Like, you have an entire social media platform formerly known as Twitter. The owner who bought it 2 years ago is now running the United States government. You know what I mean? It's just,
he runs the government.
He does. He is the United States Congress is trying to pass his 2025 spending bill, and he is controlling it through his platform.
He just tweets
this stuff up.
He just tweets, and then the government, and it's just nuts. He just goes on a tweet barrage. Like, Elon Musk just tweets 100 times a day, and it's crazy.
He does. He tweets 100 times a day.
100 times a day.
They're all on their phone looking at it and scrambling.
I know, the guy is one of the most powerful man in the world. He plays video games, has like 12 kids, and tweets all day. I don't know how he does it.
And he's the world's richest man. He owns zero property, Frank. He doesn't own a house anywhere on the globe.
Correct.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And his net worth has already doubled since Trump won the election. Like, it's already up to like almost 500 billion right now. So
I did see that the other day. It's like he was up once Trump won that election.
I mean, he basically rolled the dice and he won the freaking bet. He backed the right horse, and now he's the world's richest man by far, and he's running the United States government as we speak. So it's just a wild time to be alive, because we all watch it in real time. Because me and Frank are big Twitter guys. We all watch it in real time.
big Twitter guys. Been Twitter guys since day one. I'll never leave that. I'll never leave that stupid app, even though I should leave that stupid app. I never will.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, you can. You have to cut back on it sometimes, but you can't leave it. You know what I mean? It's
it's too much fun.
It is too much fun, especially when celebrities decide to quit. They're like, I'm done. I'm done. Like, Jason Alexander, he's quitting about 10 times right now.
They go to Blue Sky and then they come back 2 months later. Yeah, good luck on another platform. Doesn't work that way.
They don't get retweets or likes. You know what I mean? They're like, we're wasting our time here,
Right.
Like, if they want to promote something, whatever the hell they're doing, was a Blue Sky? I didn't even heard of it. Probably that's like, the new platform, for celebrities who want to leave Twitter. But good luck with that. You know what I mean? But come back to the shit show that's Twitter, because it's pretty entertaining now. You know what I mean? So, but and on the flip side, Twitter's great for sports too, because once this game starts, I'll probably be watching my Twitter feed because they'll be updating this game as it goes. You know what I mean? So I like to do that sometimes. If it's not my team in the game, I like to watch and see what everyone on Twitter is saying. I'm sure you're the same way.
Yeah, 100%. You're getting viewpoints from people. Like, there's people on the sideline. There's people in coaching booths tweeting. There's people in the stand. There's administrators. Just everybody. There's, you just hear different perspectives in real time.
As the game is going on. It's pretty fantastic. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and it's perfect for the big game like tonight with the Irish and Hoosiers. During the commercial break, I love just to hit the Twitter X button and to see what's going on. You know what I mean? It's just outstanding. You know what I mean? So
I do the exact same thing.
Yes. So, it's exciting time, but like I said, it really is with this new bracket here. It really is exciting times. You know what I mean? So the other big games of the week I'm kind of interested in is definitely that Tennessee and Ohio State game. What are your thoughts on that one, Frank?
I'm psyched for that one because we're closet Tennessee Vol fans.
Yes, I am. I am. Favorite SEC team, and it has been for such a long time.
Oh yeah, Rocky Top, baby.
Oh, it's so good. It's Rocky Top. Basically, to our listeners, go on YouTube. Just hit Tennessee Rocky Top and just see the best fight song in all college football. It is so good. You know what I mean?
We'll have Jonesy put it up on the socials. Rocky Top.
Yeah. Yes, that's what he's gonna do. Jonesy, you got to do that one for us. So I am obviously rooting for the upset. It's in the Big Horseshoe, so I am rooting for the Volunteer upset. So that's the big game to watch on the weekend as well. You know what I mean? I think I believe that's the primetime game tomorrow. So
that is the primetime ABC game. That game's gonna be great. I think. I hope it's.
Because we could see, if Tennessee could come up from Knoxville and pull up the big upset. You know what I mean? They can definitely. You know what I mean? So.
I think it's going to be a scarlet out or a red out, whatever their color is. So that'll be cool.
Yeah. Because like I said, Ohio State, back to the violations, they're number one. They have they're the biggest, they're the most value, and they have the most revenue. So they're the biggest, number one in all college football. So
yeah, they're a juggernaut, man. And I think they've been number one for a long time.
Yes, because they have all the ingredients. They're in the biggest city in the middle of Ohio. It's the state capital. It's a giant university with tons of alumni. It's all supported by the state of Ohio, and they have all the rich alumni. They have all the ingredients that you need, and they can recruit. They get the best players. So, Penn State's been chasing that white elephant since 2016. So, they just can't. They're just hard to beat. You know what I mean? They really are, but they can't be beaten. You know what I mean? They definitely can be beaten. So
Ohio State, they're just, how many people enrolled in Ohio State last year in autumn of 2024? 66,000 people go to that school. That's insane. That's why they make that money, because their student population's so huge.
Yeah, I mean that's the size of a major Pennsylvania city. That's like the size of Scranton. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
That's
all on campus.
All students just in one city in Ohio. So, that's why they call it the Big Ten, because a lot of the universities have that many students. But, if you have 50,000 tuition paying students, they're feeding the pipeline, as they say,
Yeah.
And they all come alumni after they graduate, So
yeah.
It's just a crazy time to be alive. You know what I mean? And this game is going to be a lot of fun. You know what I mean? So, we used to call ourselves like little backstory, like game day has, the great Irish history, going way back 100 years with, Newt Rockney and,
Mhm.
our nickname, like, it was me, Frank, our friend Kevin Quintero, and Matt Dixon. Remember, we were the Four Horsemen was our nickname.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
We're the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse because, we're all business majors and we all ended up graduating together at the Bloomsburg Fairgrounds, as the Four Horsemen. We're all at the ceremony together. So that's always been a fond memory of mine. You know what I mean? So
I still think about Bloomsburg quite often.
it was a
It was
special
great.
place, especially the time we were there. I think it was the right time to be there for us.
Agreed.
So but we're about half an hour in. So is there any other topics that you want to discuss before we wrap it up?
What do you think about Belichick in Chapel Hill?
I think it's outstanding. And they interviewed him College Game Day, and his interview was just great, So I think he found his perfect retirement. The expectations at North Carolina aren't the highest in the world because it's a basketball 24-year-old girlfriend and go to Chapel Hill, which is one of the nicest places in the country, and just do his thing,
He'll just be the king for a couple of years down there. I think it's great. I love it.
It is. It's great. You know what I mean? And like you said, he's already has 6 Super Bowl champions, and he's a godlike figure in Boston. And now he's just going to go to Chapel Hill and just probably do well there. You know what I mean? He'll probably get them, relevant again. You know what I mean? So it's a good move part, and his 24-year-old girlfriend would be I'm sure she's thrilled about moving there. So,
dude, especially, if these, the way we're thinking about how college football is going to transition to the NFL, they're going to be paying these kids, they might do caps and stuff. And everybody knows Belichick's the master of the cap. So,
yes he was. Yeah.
For the Tar Heels.
Yeah. I mean, he was a big part of those 6 Super Bowls, So, was his coaching style, So, I mean, he's one of the best ever. I look forward to when they, enshrine him in the Hall of Fame whenever that happens,
Right.
So,
and if North Carolina goes 6-5, nobody cares. They're North Carolina. So it's not even
it's almost basketball season, It's almost they just move on to basketball season and the football team's forgotten about, So,
and he gets to hang out with his 24-year-old girlfriend.
Yeah, so great for him, man. Great for him. And all right, man. So anything else or
no, unless you got something.
All right, yeah. I think we covered all the topics here. Let me double check real quick here. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, the band, the programs. Yep, that's everything. So all right, well, we'll wrap it up. Thanks to Todd Jones. I know he got the last minute, virus here, Christmas virus, but we want to wish all our listeners out there, we appreciate the good feedback. We want to wish you a good holiday season, and the podcast will be back soon. And Frank, we thank you again for coming back. You saved the podcast because Todd was, sick today. So appreciate that.
Anytime, man. You know that.
Yeah, appreciate that. And hey, man, go Irish. Beat the Hoosiers. Half an hour. Boy, my friend.
Yep. Be good.
All right. Take care.